Start Your Dungeons is now sponsored by Level Up Games, the largest and best board game, role playing, miniature games, collectible card game, hobby, and nerd store in Georgia. With a wide variety of events and product lines, Level Up Games is sure to have the product for every gamer you know. With 3 convenient locations in Duluth, Johns Creek, and Athens, there's bound to be a store near you. Plus, they ship anywhere in the U.S. from their online shop at levelupgamesatl.com. Thanks for sponsoring the channel, Level Up Games, and check out their event calendar and online store at the link in the description.
Hello everyone, welcome to Start Your Dungeons. I'm Adam.
I'm Bryce.
And we are talking about an indie publisher. So Kismet Games is run by one of our really good friends, Wayne Peacock. And the game that we're going to talk about is Space Reavers.
Yeah. And this is one of the ones that he kind of developed. I think this was the one he talked about. He took like 24 hours or something to do it. It was a very quick turnaround build an RPG. And so between him and his writing partner D, Wayne and D have basically made this game, Space Reavers, and printed a few copies, and we were lucky enough to be some of the people who own physical copies of this. And
because there's not a lot of them.
Yeah, there's not a lot because he prints them himself. So it's a really cool little system. I mean,
so this game is based off of one of your favorite
Powered by the Apocalypse.
Powered by the Apocalypse, which is really well known in the RPG scene for being really approachable.
Right.
It's really simple just to pick up and go, and it's very narrative. So
what I always tell people about Powered by the Apocalypse when they go, "What do you like about it?" I'm like, "Do you own a copy of Monopoly?" Yes. You don't have to buy dice because you only need 2d6. You know what I mean? So it is very easy to get into those games and not have to go buy a d20 and all that other stuff. It's just like, oh, do you play Monopoly? Yeah, you have it. Do you own Yahtzee? You have enough dice.
Mm-hmm. So what do you think about the trying to set aside our bias for the creator?
Wade is very good friends of ours.
So we're going to try to, I guess, rather than just saying, we love it, I guess more just try to say, here's what the game's about, and if you are interested in it, then
all of his stuff's on free RPG, or not free, on drive-through. So,
let's talk about what the kind of general purpose of the game is. Mm-hmm. So you play as Space Reavers. Yeah. So Space Reavers are, how would you describe them? I mean, kind of like
bounty hunters, kind of designed,
trying to find MacGuffins of some kind.
They're a little bit interesting because I feel like he does this really cool idea where he has 3 worlds that exist in Space Reavers. So you have the mundane, which is like normal space, hyperspace, which is like his version of like a heaven almost, and then subspace, which is like a hellish version of space.
It's kind of like, so Wayne said going for hyperspace, it's heaven-ish, but it's almost like Flash Gordon kind of sci-fi. Whereas subspace, yes, it's kind of hellish, but that's more of like your dark sci-fi.
Right.
You're going to run across creatures that may be like eldritch horror.
Yeah, kind of like
eldritch horror.
Weird, kind of chaosy. Everything's always changing and warping and stuff. And I think that was a really cool kind of design for it. We played in it. Wayne actually ran it for us. Thanks, Wayne. That was nice of you to do, and we appreciate it. And it just has this really cool kind of design where you're playing as kind of a bunch of down on your luck people trying to make a score.
Desperate.
Yeah.
you're desperate, and you're just
playing a role playing game, Adam. We're playing in real life.
Good say.
Yeah.
But I think the thing that is probably going to appeal to a lot of people are the tables.
Yes.
There's not only are the character sheets really easy to understand, and you've got little tables on there, but there's a lot of tables just for generating
enemies,
enemies
missions.
and things. So you know, Wayne didn't have anything prepared for us when he came over. We were going to play something else entirely. And, you know, I think we were going to play Pathfinder that night, and then, you know, it fell through. But then he just plopped it on the table. We're like, sure, let's do it. Yeah. So he was just using the tables that he had in the book, rolling things out randomly and going with it.
Based on our characters we built,
too. And we had a blast.
I had so much fun.
It was so easy.
Yeah, I played very much like an espionage-y sort of like fighter pilot sort of character. You played I own grenades and I like to burn stuff character.
That's right.
Yeah.
We're just going to blow everything up.
Everything going out into space, baby.
You tell me what to blow up and I will do that.
Also, I got to do my favorite line ever I've said in an RPG where I said, all right, guys, I'm going to Bugs Bunny disguise this guy and pretend that I work here. And it worked. And it was hilarious.
Yep. So, I mean, I feel like if you're a fan of sci-fi in general, this has, because you have like this branching setting kind of thing, you have different kinds of games that you can play. And if you know, if you're interested in different kinds of sci-fi, it's kind of easy to move from one to another. So if you like the hard sci-fi stuff, like The Expanse and the three-body problem, you could do that in the mundane.
Right.
But then if you slip into subspace, then you're more into, like, what is it? There used to be like a Call of Cthulhu sci-fi game.
I don't even know that. That sounds sick.
It is. Hard to pick up, but I have a PDF of it somewhere. You know, but then if you wanted to do more kind of lighthearted sci-fi, like I said, Flash Gordon, you just go into hyperspace.
Right. And I think that's really hard to do in a lot of science fiction, like RPGs. You kind of lean into one style of play. Wayne's game lets you kind of branch out and do it. I mean, the character classes also feel like they work for every setting. So, like, your character was, again, more of an explosives guy. I was more an espionage character with some psychic powers. Like, there's just a lot of stuff in this game that makes it go, I could pick a setting and go with that. And I think that's hard to do in honestly, like, really hard to do in science fiction, like, as a whole, because it's either you're into the hard science or into more of the, like, fantastical science of it.
It'd probably be really easy if you're into Firefly.
Yeah. I actually think Firefly and more of, like, the scum and villainy Star Wars stuff is where this fits.
But that's where it kind of starts.
Right.
And then you've got, like, other places to go. It's like you've got other lanes to maneuver. If you're in the mundane, you can do all of your typical sci-fi stuff.
Right.
And then you can get weird.
Yeah.